Welcome back to Let's Talk About It, the show where real people bring real situations and we work through them together. No filters, no fluff, just honest conversation. I'm your host, Wellington, and today I need everybody to take a seat, because this episode is not a light one. This one requires all of us to show up with our full hearts. Our guest today is Damian. Damian is a United States Marine. He served his country for 1.5 years on tour, and when he came home, the homecoming he'd been dreaming about for 18 months, life handed him something he was not prepared for. Damian, welcome to the show, brother. Thank you for being here. Thanks, Wellington. Appreciate you having me. First, and I mean this, thank you for your service. Genuinely. What you sacrifice for this country is not lost on me or this audience. Now, I want you to tell us in your own words what happened when you got home.
So I was gone for 18 months. No breaks, no visits home. Operational security didn't allow for it. I kept in touch with my wife as much as I could. Calls when I could make them, messages here and there. I thought we were solid. I thought we were good. And then I come home and she has a baby.
How old was the baby when you got home?
About 3 months old.
So you did the math.
Did the math about 100 times, Wellington. 100 times. I was gone 18 months. That baby would have had to have been conceived after I left. There is no version of the timeline where that child is mine biologically. I've gone over it, over and over.
And what did your wife say when you confronted her?
She insists it's mine. She says I'm confused, that I miscounted, that the stress of the tour is messing with my memory. She cried, she got angry, she keeps saying I'm accusing her of something she didn't do.
But the math isn't adding up.
The math isn't adding up, Wellington, and I know my deployment dates. Those are not dates I forget.
No. A Marine knows exactly when he shipped out. That's not something you misremember. Damian, how are you doing right now? Honestly. Because I understand you've taken stress leave, and I've heard things haven't been easy since you got back.
I'm not good, man. I'm really not good. I submitted for stress leave because I couldn't function. I'm going to work and just sitting there. I'm in the same room as my wife, and I don't know who she is anymore, and I've been drinking more than I should. I know that. I'm not proud of it.
I appreciate you being honest about that, because that honesty right there, that's the most important thing you've said so far. And I want to address that directly before we go any further, because Damian, the drinking concerns me more right now than anything else. Not because it makes you a bad person, it makes you a human being in an unbearable amount of pain looking for somewhere to put it. But alcohol is not a container for this kind of pain. It is gasoline. And right now you are already on fire.
Yeah, I know.
You came back from a war zone. Your nervous system has been in survival mode for 18 months, and you walked into what was supposed to be your safe place, your home, and found a situation that broke something in you. That is a trauma on top of a trauma. This isn't weakness. This is too much for any one person to carry alone and unprocessed.
I just don't know what to do with it. I don't know whether to be angry or sad or I just feel numb most of the time.
Numb is what happens when the feelings are so big your brain doesn't know which one to feel first, so it shuts the door. And you've been standing outside that door drinking, hoping you won't have to open it. But Damian, that door has to open. So let's talk about how.
Okay.
First thing, and I mean this, you need to get a DNA test. I know that sounds cold. I know it sounds like an accusation. But Damian, a DNA test is not about punishing your wife. It is about you having concrete truth to stand on. Right now, you are suffering in a fog of maybe and possibly and she says. That fog is destroying you. The truth, whatever it is, will hurt less than the uncertainty you're living in right now. Truth is a foundation. Uncertainty is quicksand. She'll see it as me not trusting her, and your response to that is simple and calm. I love you, and I need to know. This isn't about punishment. This is about me being able to move forward. Any person who truly has nothing to hide will understand why a man who was gone for 18 months needs that confirmation. Full stop. If she refuses or fights the test aggressively, Damian, that response is also information.
That's true.
Second thing, and I need you to hear me clearly on this, you need to talk to someone professionally. Not because you're broken, because you're a Marine who has been carrying a weapon, surviving in hostile environments, watching your brothers and staying locked in for a year and a half, and then you walked into this. Your mind and your body need real support, a therapist, a counselor. The VA has mental health resources specifically for returning service members. Please use them. That is not weakness, that is the same discipline it took to survive the tour. You fought for your country. Now fight for yourself.
I've thought about it.
I just didn't want to admit I needed it. Every strong man I've ever known has had a moment where he had to admit he needed help. That moment doesn't end your strength, it upgrades it. And the drinking. Damian, I need you to replace that coping mechanism before it replaces you. Call a friend, go to the gym, call this show, whatever it takes, but put the bottle down and pick up the phone instead.
It's just, I keep looking at this baby and I don't know what I'm supposed to feel. Because if the baby is innocent in all of this, and the baby is innocent, then what does that mean for me? What am I supposed to do with that?
Pause. Sincere. That right there is the most mature thing you've said, and it tells me exactly who you are as a man. You're not blaming the child. You know that baby didn't choose any of this, and that matters. Whatever the DNA result says, that child is not your enemy. Your situation with your wife is separate from how you eventually show up as a human being in that child's world. But you don't have to figure all of that out today, one step at a time. First, the truth, then the healing, then the decisions. What if the test confirms what I already know? Then you grieve, and then you make informed decisions about your marriage with a clear head, not a drinking one. You may choose to stay, you may choose to leave, you may need time, but those decisions need to be made by the Damian who is sober, supported, and standing on truth, not the Damian who is drowning in whiskey and what-ifs at 2 in the morning. Damian, I want to say something to every person watching this who has served, who has come home and found that home looked nothing like they left. You gave everything. You kept your commitment. You deserve to come home to truth, to respect, and to peace. And if you didn't get that, it is a failure of someone else's character, not yours.
Thanks, Wellington. I needed to hear that.
Here's your action plan, and I want you to write this down. 1. Request the DNA test. Calm, direct, and firm. 2. Contact the VA or a licensed therapist this week, not next month, this week. 3. Tell someone you trust what you're going through, a fellow Marine, a family member, someone. Isolation is the enemy right now. And 4. Pour out the bottle, just for tonight, and then again tomorrow night, one night at a time.
I can do that.
I know you can. You survived 18 months in conditions most people couldn't imagine. You can survive this too. And you don't have to survive it alone. I'll make the calls tomorrow morning. Make them tomorrow morning. And Damian, thank you. Thank you for trusting this space with something this heavy. We've got you. To everyone watching, if you or someone you know is a returning service member struggling with mental health, please reach out to the Veterans Crisis Line. Dial 988, then press 1. You can also text 838255. You are not alone, and help is available right now. And if you have a situation you need to talk through, leave a drop in the comments. I'm Wellington, and remember, the bravest thing a strong person can do is ask for help. See you next time.